Greetings. Welcome to a new episode of Art Matters. I'm your host, Wayne Quackenbush. We've been on kind of a hiatus for a while, but we're back with a couple of artists that we'll be talking to, and we're doing a follow-up interview with Cris McCullough. And welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me.
You actually prompted me to get this together because you had a story that you wanted to impart that is kind of a sequel to what we were talking about last time. Now, you've been through a lot these past few months, and you have stuff to share.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I had two back-to-back surgeries that were pretty intense. The first one was a complete total reverse shoulder replacement, and then followed right on its heels by a heart valve replacement. So I was sort of laid up for a good long time and got very bored because I like to do things, as you know. So once my arm and hand got working, because of course the injury was on the dominant hand, I decided to take up painting. And I have a degree from URI in art and art history, and I'm an expressive arts therapist from Salve. That's my master's. But I had put down the brush for a long time just because I had lots of other things to do. So, I started working with my favorite topic, favorite since college, the first go-around, which is sea and sky. And I find the ocean very therapeutic. And I find the activity of painting very therapeutic. So I got in a zone and started doing some work. And then took the next leap of faith by entering the spring show at the Portsmouth Arts Guild, where I sold a painting. And I thought, this is great. I will give back. And so I just called Save the Bay, and I made a hefty donation. Literally half of what I made to Save the Bay. And sort of have been on this roll of a percentage of everything I sell. I'll take the money for the frames and the canvas and the supplies, but I'll give the rest of it to Save the Bay, because the Bay is worth saving, and they're cutting funding for EPA in awful ways. And this is our lifeline.
Well, you might want to take a moment to explain exactly what Save the Bay does, because some of our audience might not know about them.
Save the Bay has been around for at least 25 years, and its purpose is to educate people about the ocean life that is in the Bay, our brother and sister fishes.
Wait, which bay?
Narragansett Bay.
Right, and so we're talking about Rhode Island.
Rhode Island, Narragansett Bay. As part of that, they have the Hamilton Aquarium, which is down on the main street here in Newport, next to the Marriott, which is a beautiful little aquarium. Used to be on Easton's Beach, but they moved it.
But the new aquarium is relatively new, right?
Yes. Unfortunately, because of erosion and the storms that we had with flooding the aquarium and threatening the wildlife, threatening the fish and the ecosystem, so they moved it. It's a beautiful, beautiful aquarium. I suggest everyone go and take your kids, take your grandparents, take yourselves, and check it out.
I've had it actually recommended to me, and kids absolutely love it.
Yeah. It's very interactive. So they educate people about our ecosystem. They do cleanup, both on shore and trying to get the plastics out of our ecosystem, the bay. And I think it's a worthy cause, because Mother Ocean we depend on it. It's our lifeblood.
Well, we were talking briefly before we started the show, and you said that Save the Bay saved your life.
Yeah, I mean, the ocean fills me. The light, the color, the changing that is not changing, to almost quote a Stevie Nicks song, the sea never changes, but the colors change. And you can look at the same view and watch the clouds mutate and change and draw you in. It's
Well,
meditative, it's
light
healing.
changes hour by hour, minute
Yeah.
by minute on
Yeah.
the ocean, and depending on the weather as well.
Yeah, and I love to capture that.
And you've been very diligent about this, apparently.
Yeah, I've been doing at least, once I get on a roll, I finish a canvas every 2 weeks. That's why I have to get rid of them.
Now, yeah, but you also actually, you go to locations, right?
Yeah, I do some plein air. In fact, I have a Satchwitz sunrise that Satchwitz Point Visitor Center bought from me, and it's in their gift shop now. And that was done on plein air. A lot of things I do from Easton's itself, that coastline. Then some from photographs. I do some consignment work, like someone will give me a photograph of an image they love, and I translate it into paint. Yeah. I go with the flow, literally.
And you're also now, beyond painting, you, as we've discussed before, you're also, what would you call it, the driving force behind Soul Wisdom Arts?
Well, I'm going to make this, I'm going to be posting my work in conjunction with my other website, which is Soul Wisdom Healing and Tarot.
Okay.
And then they will have a component of Soul Wisdom Arts.
And you've been doing tarot card readings for a number of years, yes?
Since I was 17 and I'm 75, okay?
Okay.
So you figure it out. Yeah, I'm still doing that. I'm still doing holistic counseling. I'm doing some acting. I used to be with the Morley Bridges Theater Company, and now I hope I'm going to get a role in a new play that's going to be shown in November called Life After Life. A group of Keith Stokes, Dominique Alejandra, and others are working on that project, which basically goes into the historic graveyard on Warner Street and on Farewell Street, and has the actors become the people telling their story.
Now, would this be part of the Slave Corner part of it?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
We just went for the auditions just last week. And
Yeah, because I know Keith Stokes has always been championing what they call God's Little Acre, right?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
so it sounded interesting, and I figured I'll have a go again.
Absolutely. Now we need to start seeing the work that you've been talking about. And where would this be?
Well, this one is actually in Narragansett, and I did this last month. Again, acrylic. I'm looking to show this in the Edward King House Art Show coming up the end of August. Right now I have 3 works at the Portsmouth Arts Guild for their ocean show. So
Now, is this, and you said you're working in acrylic,
Yep.
and you said that you started out by building up color
Yeah.
in the form of washes.
Yes, one on top of the other, so just sort of building it up to opacity.
And do you use a medium, or are you just using water?
Just water, just water.
So you're basically working in almost like a watercolor.
Yep.
Okay.
So my next piece that I brought along to tempt you with is, again, I did this month, 7/11 actually. And this one, we did go to the Cape. My husband has family at the Cape, so this is actually a Cape scene. But, you know, we'll stretch it. The metaphor, the ocean is the ocean.
Well, yeah, sure, everything's connected, right?
Everything's connected. So this one is Cape Cod, probably down in Brewster.
Now, did you start this outside, or did you...
Started it outside, finished it at home. Yeah. So I'm starting to, I'm trying to train myself. I mean, rocks, stone, how do we show the distance, sand, all of the variabilities.
What do you find to be the most difficult?
Right now, the sand. I think I got the rocks down, but the sand, the shifting sands is pretty much.
Now, what about the waves?
Oh, the waves. I think I got the waves. I think I've got the waves. In fact, I've done a couple of canvases which are simply sky and ocean. There's no land at all. It's just the waves and the movement of the clouds.
Now, I've always heard in another art form, animation, that water is the hardest thing to animate. And that's why animators like to work with water, just because of the challenge of it all.
I find the same thing. Like I said, I like to build up my canvases in a wash from thin to thick. And then with the waves, I like to sort of get a very, very fine brush and see where my hand takes me and then amplify on that.
Well, it must be really difficult to catch the movement.
It's always moving.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can never be wrong.
Right.
That's the beauty
Right.
of it.
No, yeah, people don't usually think about it that way. People think, whoa, I don't know if I could do this.
Yeah, I had that experience the other day at Easton's Beach. I was doing a painting, and a lady walked by and goes, "Oh, I really love this. I wish I could paint." I said, "You could paint."
Yeah.
No problem. I used to teach elders at Tuckwatin
Sure.
in memory care how to paint. It's the fact that people think they can't.
Well,
It's somebody else's purview.
as we've discussed many times, you spend a lot of time as a youth kind of unlearning how to be an artist.
Yeah, exactly.
They have to fit you into a different kind of a mold.
And when the beautiful thing was, the woman said she was a professor at RISD teaching calligraphy. I said, "That's a diff,"
How could you be a teacher at RISD and think that you can't paint?
Yeah, I know. And this one was springtime in the Rockies. I did this. My son and daughter-in-law, truckers, they travel all over the country, and they sent me this wonderful picture of where they're going to finally live, which is going to be in Weston, Colorado. And I just said, well, let me challenge myself by doing the mountains and see how it goes. There's still water. It's moving.
Okay, well, I don't see any ocean there.
Well, the water's moving. It has the rain,
Oh, of course.
the rivers, then it goes to the ocean. But I just tried it because I wanted to challenge myself to do the mountains.
Well, I always like to work with the imagery of rivers going to the ocean and reflected in the branching of trees.
Yes.
And then those patterns are reflected in the structure of our neurons in our brains.
Yeah.
And it is all connected.
It's all connected. I practice shamanism. I'm a member of the Foundation for Shamanic Studies. And that is one of our major trainings, is that all things are connected.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
That's how
I mean, that's not to get too esoteric, but one with the universe, right? Mm-hmm. Or the old Zen joke, one with everything, right?
Yes.
That's how you order your hot dog.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's what I'm about. That is what I'm doing lately.
Well, that's why this was hot news, and you prompted us to get back together, and I really appreciate your coming by and taking the time to share your work with us. And glad you're feeling better, because I know you were pretty miserable for a while.
Yes. As you can tell, I like to do things, and sitting in a chair recovering is not a happy
I
place.
still wish you'd been working with your left hand.
I will try that. I'll sit outside and do a little left-hand stuff.
It's very freeing.
Yeah.
Thanks again for coming.
Thank you for having me. And any way people can help save the Bay, whether by buying a painting, making a donation on their own.
Yep.
And I do try to recognize everyone. So when they buy something, I get their name and their contact so that they can get a notice that they can use on their taxes from
Okay.
Save the Bay.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Wayne.
And we're here with our second artist, Sherrie Norton. Sherrie and I met for the first time a few minutes ago, even though I've known about you for a while. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And
Nice to be here.
you I mean, it's great. I'm glad you were able to make it, because we'll be working together on putting together a show in about a month.
It'll be fun.
Oh, yeah. And I guess we met through Facebook, and also you're a member of the Portsmouth Arts Guild, and you've been showing there, and we'll be working together on the show at Common Fence Point, which is coming up. And so tell me a little bit about your background and how you got started in the arts.
I've just always been drawing and painting all my life, and took private art lessons as a kid, and then a lot of art through school, and went to college, RIT in Rochester, for industrial design, and then exhibit design, and some graphic work, and then had my own business designing renovations for homeowners, so a lot of architectural work. And once I finally retired, then I had time to play.
And you've been working in different media. What do you find to be the most fun for you?
I think I really like the challenge of watercolors. So as much as I love pen and ink and graphite, I like how it always changes with the watercolor.
But you don't go crazy with you don't go wild with the watercolor, do you?
I wish I could go wild, you know. I have a hard time loosening up.
Well, as I was talking to the previous guest, I always recommend using the wrong hand. Are you right-handed?
I am. It's a good idea.
Yeah, and also painting blind. Have you ever tried that?
I have with gesture drawings. You know,
Oh, sure.
You know, or you know, drawing over here and looking the other way, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean
That's very interesting.
It's it's open-minded. And do you want to start talking about the graphite pieces first? You want to show
Sure.
them to Myris over here?
These are-
Just you got to do one at a time,
Okay.
and hold it vertically in front of you.
Is that a good place?
And was this completely graphite?
Yes.
And
just a-
I'm assuming you're using mechanical pencils,
No, I use regular pencils.
like a number 2, like a regular?
Yeah, I have a whole set, you know, from the H's through the B's.
Oh, okay. So do you work with different
Different
softnesses? I have to ask you, how do you get the lines so tight?
I do use a ruler. I do cheat with a ruler.
It's not cheating, it's a tool.
But that's kind of how I do it.
Now, the white on the blinds,
Is the color of the paper.
right. So you're using a ruler to get that edge there, that very soft edge?
No, I use a stump, you know, to
Yeah,
smooth it, to
okay.
get it to blend.
Okay. Yeah. And then do you go in and erase?
Not unless I have to.
Okay. I'm just fascinated by it because it's just incredibly detailed and precise. All right. Now, are you working from photograph here?
Yes. This is bedroom window and this is guest room window. You know, well, you work with what you got.
And then you have the whole background too.
It was fun to have the closed shutters and then the open shutters with what's going on outside.
Yeah, and then you have, are those curtains blowing up there?
I think it was reflections from
okay.
outside.
Gotcha.
And that's a lamp in the corner.
I see. And how long would something like this take?
I don't know.
Do you go into
a long time.
You go into the zone?
I do.
I mean,
I lose hours.
Yeah,
I lose absolute hours.
It does. Am I right in saying that it does bring you into an altered state of consciousness?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'll all of a sudden come to kind of and be like, oh my gosh, I've just been here for 4 hours. I had no idea.
So people could come into the room and they could be talking to you and you would not even acknowledge their existence.
Possibly. Probably.
Okay, all right. That's a true artist.
I did a class in pen and ink, and I have always enjoyed. This is from a sweet gum tree. It's a sweet gum ball, and I just have always thought they were such neat. They're tiny. It's probably this big.
Sure.
And I've always thought I wanted to put it down on paper somehow, and I didn't know how to. And once I took this course, it was like, I think I know how I have to do it, and I felt I had to do it this
So
way.
is this pen and ink?
Yes.
And are you using stippling?
Yes.
Okay. I just can't imagine the patience it would take to build up.
Again, it's kind of like that zone thing. It's kind of meditative. If you don't, you can't just hit it. Otherwise it'll literally hit the same exact spot every single time. You have to very purposely put
Move
those
it.
dots
And
down
just
in
I
places.
mean, there's like millimeters between the spots.
But it's
just
fun. I enjoy it.
astonishing. I mean, this could be like a technical drawing for a botany book.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's amazing. In fact, I thought this was graphite too until you explained the pen and ink part of it. Now, we can start talking about the watercolors.
I tend to get stuck on things. I think I did this one first, and then I zoomed in on just the head of the flowers, and then I did a third one where I zoomed in on just a section of it. But this is the big one. I had this giant pad, and it was like, well, I guess I better use this paper. And it was quite an undertaking. I couldn't believe how much paint I had to mix together.
Oh my God!
How
yeah.
much I had to keep it going.
Now, are you using masks on it at all? Or?
There was a lot of masking, yeah.
Okay.
But it's, it was just, again, a photograph that I took in the house, and it had a much lighter background, but it just kept evolving as it went.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the wonderful things about watercolor. You never know what you're going to end up with. And if you just keep building and building and building.
Just like this one was peonies in the garden that I got started on, and then I went in close and got to this piece. So,
Sure.
I just had a bouquet of flowers in the house, and I just kept drilling in on it, I guess. This one finally got a little looser. Not too much, but.
So this one has more masking in it than two, right?
Right,
And,
right.
Now, you have a studio in your house then where you
Yes.
can work? And
Yes, I'm quite generous space. I'm very lucky. It's really fun to spend time there. Good light and all that thing.
now, you said that you spend the winter in other parts of the
We're down in
country.
Chapel Hill, North Carolina
Yep.
for the winter.
And do you have any affinity to doing plein air?
I've tried many times, but between the sun and the bugs, they turn me off immediately. And then the paint drying so fast, I cannot for the life of me get even enough done to take home and work on. I just have a really hard time getting it done that fast.
Well, I can see that maybe you're quite distracted by the
Could be.
environment. I mean, it can be overwhelming to deal with the sun and the wind. I mean, how many times have you seen somebody's canvases blow
Yes,
over
yes.
and have to start again? But some people only do that, right?
Yeah, and some people, I know people who do it every day, and I give them great credit.
Now,
I spend almost every day in the studio.
no, I mean, your practice seems to be very contemplative and meticulous, and again, you go into your own world, and you obviously
Definitely.
like to visit there, right?
Oh my gosh, it's terrific.
Now, we were talking about doing colored pencils and working with that, which is obviously a way different experience than working with graphite or the watercolors. But you weren't happy with how things were going with
No,
that.
I couldn't, as I said, I couldn't quite get the intensity of the color that I wanted. I didn't like all the texture that was in it.
Yeah, I
Now
mean,
that said, I just finished a painting that I did in watercolor and wasn't quite happy enough with it, so I went over it with colored pencil to pop some things
yeah,
here and there.
Yeah,
So I did use
and
it
again,
there.
I think you used the word cheating earlier. I don't think that anything amounts to cheating if it achieves the effect that you want.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're working with light and color. As I said before the show started, that you apparently have done a lobster that people are raving about. Now, was that a watercolor as well?
Yes.
Yeah, because everybody was every person I spoke to who's seen it just was again raving. And you said that you started out doing different versions of it, and it kept getting bigger and bigger.
Yes.
Like you were getting lost in the anatomy of it all.
The colors, it's just such a beautiful photograph. You
Yeah.
know, that all these different colors on one animal. I was just, love it.
And so if we were to talk about this one, would you say that this is the loosest that you've been?
Probably, yeah.
And
It's where, you know, where I would let it go and be like, it's not perfect, it doesn't look like the photograph, but I'm okay with that.
well, it's got a real abstract quality to it because
Yeah.
you're working with different layers and obviously different depth of hues in each of the colors,
Mm-hmm.
and the white leaves and the green and the pink flowers. So what is the next step then? We're gonna do a show in a couple of weeks, and we're gonna invite people from the neighborhood, right?
Yes,
The
yeah.
wonderful Common Fence Point.
Common Fence Point is a great neighborhood.
It is, and it's astonishing. And obviously we have the state-of-the-art gallery there.
It's fabulous.
Anyway, we've run out of time.
No problem.
And I'm very happy to meet you, and we're going to talk a little bit later about the questions that you have.
Okay, thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming. And that brings us to the end of another show of Art Matters. I'm your host, Wayne Quackenbush. Join us next time. See you then.